Hey, this is Kai, and this week looks like I'll be talking about my odd behaviors, or if I have any of those, and where I like to shop. And is it ever awkward with the checkout cashier? So I'm gonna go over is it ever awkward with the checkout cashier first when I shop for clothes. We'll just cover that because that's like pretty straightforward. I'll shop in either section as long as it's something that feels good. I'm not known to wear super feminine clothing. And even though clothing stores are gendered spaces, I will shop wherever I want to, and the only point of contention that ever comes up for me is typically when I'm like in the men's section and I'm shopping around, or I'm in the women's section and I'm shopping around for something, and more typically in the men's, or what is labeled men's. And I feel like the energy of the other people around me who are cisgendered, and I feel like kind of weird or that I shouldn't be there. And perhaps some of that is internalized and perhaps some of it isn't. Or I feel like simply by existing in those spaces that I'm being stereotyped and misgendered, and that's like a difficult experience for me. Like when I'm being read as female and I'm shopping in the men's section and I'm assuming that they take one look at me and just figure like, oh, well, that person's probably a lesbian, or in their mind, like that's just a dyke shopping for clothes. Or when I'm in the women's section and I'm shopping and women look at me and they like wonder why I'm in there. And so it's, I don't know, like that, like being able to speculate that people are probably passing stereotypes onto me based on like how I'm shopping and like what section I'm shopping in is kind of like, I don't know, mentally distressing. But when it comes to the cashier, cashiers are like easy peasy. It doesn't really bother me. It's more so the customers and what they like might be thinking or probably are thinking, due to those like heavily gendered spaces. So to get over that, I'm just often telling myself like, hey, get over yourself, even though that's like kind of like putting the blame back on me. I can't really do anything about what anyone else thinks, and it's like stand proud and move through space in a way that's suiting for you, and fuck those people. So that's pretty much how I deal with that. Let's see here. Where do I buy my clothes? The thrift shop. Sometimes I go to H&M because they have like really cute plain clothing, and I like plain shirts and plain pants. I'm not really into like hyped out designs or anything like that. Sometimes I shop on the internet. But lately I haven't been doing a lot of shopping because I'm transitioning and my body's changing, and I'm trying to see like what I'm gonna end up with before I start like buying clothes. So lately I've been feeling kind of scrubby because I'm just wearing the same stuff over and over again. Because I'm not shopping, because I don't know like what I'm gonna look like or how clothes are gonna fit me, and I'm trying to like feel that out. Do I have any odd behaviors? Or habits? So I like have the attention span of a fruit fly. Like I can like sit down and start reading a book and get like 3 pages in, and then I gotta like get up and walk around or scoop the cat litter box or like eat an apple. It's like I can't do something very long, and so I seem to do like just the most banal activities or basic stuff in increments, and I think that's pretty odd. It's not something I'm concerned enough about to treat with medication. It's just kind of the way that I am, and I feel kind of bad about it because I see like people around me or my contemporaries, and they're able to sit in one space, and that isn't like necessarily true for me. It's like really difficult for me to like buckle down and focus on almost anything unless it's like Beyonce or cake. Like those 2 things I can definitely concentrate on. So unless it's like I'm being steeped in pleasure and like some sort of like internal or physical reward system is like spewing tons of dopamine in my brain, I need to like do things in increments. Does that mean that I can't get anything done? No, I'm an honor student with straight A's, and my house is always clean, and my bills are always paid and shit. It just means that like I get things done in a zigzag and not in a straight line. The other like weird neurotic thing that I do is I like to chase my cats around the house and scream in their faces. and then they like run away really fast, and I think it's funny. So I wouldn't consider that normal behavior, but I'm okay with it. It's not destructive behavior. I just want to tell you guys a little story before I sign off. My partner type thing had a birthday party this week, and I went down to Chicago and hung out, and she had people there, and I didn't know a lot of them. And I was sitting at this table talking to this group of people, and like some knew me and some didn't. And some of them were like privy to queer stuff, but most of them weren't. And half of the people, or like, you know, like 2 of the people at the table were using female pronouns for me, and then like 3 of the people at the table were using male pronouns. And it was like, but they didn't notice what pronouns one another were using. It was like this group of people was reading me as male, and this group of people was reading me as female. Like it wasn't out of like respect or anything. Like it's just like the way they were reading me. And it was like super funny. Like I felt really like cool about it. Like, oh, I'm being like misgendered across the board, but I'm being misgendered in like both directions. And that is like totally cool with me, because that's kind of like how I feel. I like feel like I blur those boundaries and don't fit into either basket. And so that was like a really fun experience. At the bottom of this page, my link for my top surgery donations, link for my channel, and link for the really awesome trans t-shirts that I'm selling. All profits go to the top surgery donations. Check them out, please. I am getting really close to the amount of money I need for my surgery, like a couple $1,000s close. And so take a look, support it, write me if you have any questions, and I'll see you next week.